So I'm gonna try to talk for like 10 minutes and then go back and then look at what I talked about and then try to just come up with a structured idea of where I'm gonna take this. I do have a lot of goals for the channel. I guess ideas like I want to learn how to draw so I could do animation, and then of course that's gonna be a whole array of things that I'm gonna have to learn, which is like Photoshop and Adobe Animate and Illustrator and After Effects and all that stuff. Then I have to learn Final Cut, and man, it just seems like it's a long list of stuff to do. I wish everything was easier, but hey, if everything was easy, everybody would be doing it. But that's the funny thing, man. Like, there's that saying that no one is doing the thing that you want to do. Like for what I just had said earlier, was that if everything was easy, then everyone would be doing it, which is an interesting saying. But if you look, like, even on YouTube, like, there's millions of videos going up a day on whatever you're trying to upload. So there's a lot of competition. So what do people mean by no one's doing it? It seems like it's easy, but you got to put in the time, you got to edit the video, you got to have the good topic like to be watched. Or some other people just do stupid things, or I shouldn't say stupid, uh like some guy chugging just soda, like, and people watch that, or mukbang where people just eat and you just listen to their lips smack. That's weird to me, but maybe to other people it's weird to look at someone just talking in front of a camera, or it's even like weirder to think that I'm in my room alone, like staring at a camera lens, like practicing that in front of this green screen, practicing. And just, I guess, if you try to like break it down that way, like, anything can be viewed as being weird. So I've been watching videos that talk about how to get better at YouTube, and a lot of people say to find your niche. I don't know how that word is pronounced, but basically, like, the thing that you love doing, which for some people it's cooking, for other people it's talking. So then they just vlog themselves talking. I think mine would be music, but even now, like, I don't really practice it because I'm more focused right now on losing weight and continuing to cement down that habit. But once I have that down, I want to go back into doing the things that I love. Like, I feel like I have a lot of subconscious, like baggage around that. Uh, I remember my dad. He used to tell me, like, when I was younger, that I was sick, and for some reason, like, I would actually start to begin to feel as though I was sick. My temperature would rise, and they would take me to a doctor, and like, I would believe them that I was sick. And when they used to take me in to see the doctor would agree that I was sick, which is weird, but that's just the power of the mind, that I can make myself sick by believing what my parents said. And specifically, my dad used to say that, or do that to me, because he just thought it was funny. But then on the opposite end, whenever I would try to express my interest in music to my mom, like, she would shut it down by saying it was unrealistic and to try doing something else. So what happened was I stopped doing what I love, man. Like, I believed it. I believed the lie that it's unrealistic to me, like, subconsciously. And whenever I tried to through the current, push through the current, like I I'll only get so far before I self sabotage myself, and because I believe that, like, subconsciously, but I don't really know how to get rid of it. But I'm doing this YouTube thing, and I'm being like disciplined in it. I'm uploading every day, 2 videos a day, and I'm constantly looking at how to get better at editing and stuff like that. And I think my abilities have grown a lot from when I started, especially like the audio quality. Like I realized like how bad it was on the other videos. I was doing it on my iPhone, and now I'm doing them like on a webcam and then with the green screen, and like I'm gonna probably try to change the background to something more normal looking, and like I realized that I have been taking steps, but I once I become established on YouTube and have been around for a while, I'm hoping that I could get back into music and then start making like music tutorials and stuff, and then or not even that, like because I still need to learn so much things. Like I know the basics of a digital audio workstation and like equalization, compression, all that stuff, like mixing your music and a tiny bit of mastering and writing and stuff and performing it. But I feel like I don't know enough to be an authority in that area yet. But it's something that in the future, maybe a year, maybe two, that I would like to do. And if this whole YouTube thing takes off, then I'll be able to live true to myself, and that was the whole reason of me doing these daily vlogs, is I want to learn to always be myself. I noticed that whenever I turned on the camera and started talking, like I felt awkward. Like I would immediately turn awkward because I feel like someone is going to be watching me and I'm going to be critiqued. It's like when you go out in public, like when you're in your house, like you might, I mean, not be wearing any clothes if you don't want to. You might not have a shirt on. You might be in your boxers, but you can't do that same stuff out in public because then, I mean, the cops will get called on you. But I think it's like the same premise. Whenever you feel like people are watching you or people are around, then you act a specific way. So I want to loosen that up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, because whenever I feel like I'm around people, I turn into someone completely different because I feel like I'm being watched, and I want to be more so myself all the time, so I could stop having like that switch turn on, and I think that's what life is all about, man. Just trying to go back to our authentic roots, because when you're a kid, you're a specific way, but then because of society, they put pressures on you, or your parents, like they don't agree with what you like, and then you start filtering yourself. You start becoming like a filtered version of your real self, and then you realize that you're not happy like inside your body because you've done all that. So then you try to learn to be yourself again. When I was a child, I was really outspoken. I would talk a lot, and I always had something to say. But I guess from hearing like, man, you talk a lot, or like stuff like that, then I would go into social situations and try to be as quiet as I could, because I felt like it was a like a bother to be talking, and it wasn't the part about not being heard. It was just I just like talking. I like interacting with people, but like even now, like I don't hang out with anyone. Like I don't talk with anyone. I just stick to myself. But it would be great to be like that again, to be just like to a certain degree like carefree, but at the same time like being cautious. But because now I'm overly cautious, like who I let into my circle, and who I allow to even know where I live and stuff like that, just from bad experiences. But I mean, I could do all those things out in public. I could be like around people and then just talking with them and then just being myself. So the point is, I just want to be myself more, and I'm using this as a platform to practice being myself, if that makes any sense. And I know a lot of people out there, they might feel like they have to filter themselves, because a lot of people, they don't feel accepted, man, because society is weird. There's just so many like rules to have to follow, and I mean we follow them. A lot of unwritten rules that are just there in place to keep us like a part of society, I guess. Because if you want to be like a hermit or something, I think that's the term for it. Like if you were just like a person who lived on the remote outskirts of the town, like people view you as being weird for doing something like that. So like we seem to accept people who want to be around humans all the time, if that makes sense. But yeah, man, that's it for today. I didn't have much to talk about. I'm super tired, but I'll catch you guys on next one. Peace out.